Part 2 on the GU patrol build. So we're getting back into it tonight and we're going to start with finishing off the radiator shroud. Now off camera I did fit up the new fittings for the power steering pump. I had to trim a bit off the hose and work a couple of bits and pieces out, but that's all gone very well and the power steering problem is now fixed. So next what we're going to do is actually take a couple of these old offcuts of aluminium just here and pretty much fill in these holes and TIG them into place. So going to clean all this up, make sure that it's obviously good enough to weld, because aluminium is a very funny thing to weld with if it's not cleaned. So we'll bring out the old TIG welder over there and get to work very shortly. Hopefully I can weld it, because I've only TIGged once before or twice before, so I'm not the best at it, but as long as it holds and it looks okay-ish, then we're getting somewhere. So you might see some TIG stuff or you might not in this video, but I'm definitely not explaining how to do it. So let's get into it.
Your smile lit up like a sunrise glow, touch so soft where the seasons flow. We met where the stars take their flight. Every moment with you feels just right. Whisper your name in the rush of the breeze. Love like an ocean rippling with ease. Heartbeats sink into this melody. You and I forever, wild and free.
So unfortunately for this clip we did lose the audio, not sure exactly why, but this is pretty much how it turned out. It turned out pretty well, considering this is my second or third time using a TIG welder, so very happy with it. But let's move on to the next piece and get that welded in.
All painted now, sealed up, so everything's sort of drying off. So it's all looking pretty good. So I'll wait for that to dry, fit it up tomorrow. Something else that we also purchased that I mentioned in the last video is we've actually got some new flares. So I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in the last video. I ended up picking up these flares off Marketplace. The guy, he'd used one of them, I think it was the back right, and that's the only good one on this car. So, well, one of the only good ones. The back left ones actually aren't too bad. I fixed up one of them. Got a couple of spares over there. So that gives me a few spares when these things do break, because they are renowned for breaking. Okay, so it's the next night yet again. We're back out working on the patrol. First off, if you notice a bit of a burn on my face, that happened last night. Unfortunately, I was doing some welding and, well, a bit of hot metal ended up touching my face. So yeah, got a bit crispy. Anyway, so what we're going to be doing tonight, finishing off the fans and the cooling system on it, going to get them all sorted. I finished welding up the fans last night, sealed a few bits up, and also gave it a coat of paint off camera before I went inside. I've picked up a set of mirrors for the car today, as well as a couple of new bits which we're going to quickly look at before you can't see outside. We've picked up a new bonnet which is in really good condition. It's a little bit faded, but it's not faded through the clear coat, which is good. I've also picked up a driver's side guard, but we're not going to be fitting that up until we get back from the trip away, as I'm going to have to unfortunately fit the flare up to it, which I'm really not looking forward to. And on the other side of the car we've actually picked up an overflow bottle and some brand new tail lights, so we'll get those out and take them back into the shed. These are the lights that we picked up for the back. So we got a set of these, are the ones I was after, with the clear tops on both sides, unlike the other series which has a clear top on, a clear center on one side and red completely on the opposite. So they're not too bad, a few little marks on them, but they are going to make the back end look a heap nicer. Tail light all fitted up, and in my opinion definitely looks a lot better than that. Although the tail lights don't actually work, I feel like this is something that's just going to attract the cops. Clean out all the glass in the bottom of the door. I've already taken the old tint out. So it's absolutely full So we've got the old vacuum out, and we're about to make, hopefully, light work of all of this. So I'm going to get the rest out and we'll come back to fitting the new window up. Set of new speakers, these are the old ones I've just pulled out, and lucky I did because the main wire for the power has actually broken off and the other one wasn't connected at all, so they can go in the bin. I've actually got a set of 300 watt Pioneer 6.5s. I've had these floating around in the shed for a while. They're brand new. They come with the car that I actually bought, so I'm going to fit these up, but the worst part is I now have to go and pull the other side off to fit this as well, which I should have done to start with. Go in, and working as it should. Now these are very easy to change. All you need to do is that 10mm bolt just there, and there's also one up the front which lines up with this slot down the bottom there. A little bit hard to see, but everything works as it should. So I'm going to get to putting this door trim back on, the new mirror, and then we should be pretty much done on this side of the car. My last update with things, we've gone through, fitted the new speakers to both doors. As I sort of mentioned on the driver's side, I did find that the speaker was damaged there, and the one on the front passenger was also not hooked up as well, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on. I've hooked those up. The rear speakers are actually in this as well, and I've hooked those up because they weren't working either. So now we've got 4 speakers that actually sound pretty good. We've moved on and we've done a little bit of work on the radiator and the shroud. It's actually all finished now and I'm just about to put it back in. So this is how things have turned out. We've pretty much modified the shroud and the fans to fit. It was quite a bit of messing around to get it to work, but I'm happy now that they're on there. This is just a bit of foam that I had sitting on there, which I've put foam around the entire setup, and then also foam between the radiator and the actual shroud itself. So I should be able to get all the airflow through those fans. And I've also trimmed out the inside of it as much as possible to again be able to get the maximum airflow out of the radiator setup. And this is pretty much the list of stuff we need to get done. I'm hoping tomorrow. Some of it's simple, some of it's a little bit harder. So I'll flip the camera around and you guys can check that out quickly. So obviously there is quite a list, but it's all fairly simple stuff. That's all I can think of for the moment. And that is the end goal, is the wash and polish to make it look the way it's meant to. So we've got some simple stuff, like I said, on there. Things like changing the bonnet. We've got to remove a mud flap off the other side, fit some bolts and some new battery terminals and things like that. But there's a couple of big ones still left, like the exhaust. I need to pull the fuel rail off to put a new bolt in because one is missing. Find out why the spotlights don't work, or rewire them entirely. And just a few bits like that. So that'll all happen tomorrow. It's now 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm going to go get some sleep. So I'll see you guys in a second. Days since we've actually been out and done any recording on the car. We've still been working on it, but just with the late nights and trying to get this thing done in a rush. Unfortunately, I've not done a lot of videoing on the vehicle, but it's out the shed now. We've taken it for a couple of test drives and we're actually just slowly getting things ready to go away. We've got 2 days. So we've got Christmas tomorrow and then the next day we head off for 9 days in this thing. So it's going to be definitely a bit of a hopeful run and make sure everything doesn't go really badly. So anyway, thought I'd show you around the car, see what we've done, and you guys can pretty much have a look at how much this thing's actually improved. And we'll, at the end, do a bit of a budget on what we spent. We're not going to obviously include any new camping gear or anything that we've purchased, but what we are going to be doing is pretty much going over and showing what we spent on the car and what modifications we have done since the day we bought it. Okay, so coming to the front of the car, we've completely repainted the bull bar. We've gone over, we've rewired the spotlights up, bought a brand new wiring harness for those. Just a King's one, they work fine for what they are. We fitted up a UHF at the moment. I've still got to put the actual main unit in the car. I haven't done that as of yet. That's pretty much my last thing I need to do inside the car. We're hopefully picking up some tyres this afternoon. As I've mentioned before, these ones are pretty bald and definitely not in the best condition overall. Painted the sliders on the side. We've polished up the snorkel, which has come up really nice. Fitted up the mirrors and stuff to the vehicle. I've just gone back to standard ones. That's all I could get in a bit of a short time frame. We have repaired this flare, so that's all fiberglass on the inside. I have actually got spares, and speaking of spares, I'll shoot back around the other side and show you the front one. A replacement set of flares off Marketplace. It had every flare except for the back, one of the two there, I can't actually remember which one it was, for $100. So pretty good deal in my opinion. I did start repairing this one, but it just wasn't turning out the way I wanted. Now the car's actually had a nice polish done to it. It's come up pretty well. There's still a few little scratches and marks, and unfortunately the main two dents at the back here, but I might get those pulled out when I get back from the trip away. We've replaced the rear lights with a set of factory ones which look a lot better. We've just got a cheap spare on there at the moment, but hopefully with the new tyres I can throw the good one off this. We're going to be fitting a couple of water tanks in the back, or jerry cans, for our hot water system, which I've got to finish putting in the car shortly. We've bought a new shower tent. This one's just a King's brand one. Short notice, last second decision. About $95 from memory. Got to bolt the camper down. It's currently just strapped down. The way of 12 volt, we're actually going down on Boxing Day to go and pick up a iTech World. I think it's the SP2000.
Now, if you end up watching the upcoming trip video, you'll actually realise that we went a completely different way with the 12 volt and bought something different for this trip.
We've gone through, done a full service on the car. We've cleaned up under the guards, cleaned up under the chassis. It's had a full wash, pressure clean. A lot of things have been tied up and put out the way. As you can see, all the windows are nice and clean. The tint's looking good. We did get this window re-tinted also, so they all match. The radio is now working completely. We've hooked that up. The front speakers weren't actually connected at all in the doors nor behind the dash, and the rear ones weren't connected at all behind the dash. So they all work. It's got brand new Pioneers in the front and good condition Alpines in the back, which were already in the car. Got a set of seat covers I'm going to be fitting up quickly as well. And then we've just got a heap of camping gear we've actually put into the vehicle already. I need to take these seats out because this fridge is just sitting way too high, so I'm going to do that. Got some camp gear already in the back, and I need to put the solar shades up onto the back windows as well, just to keep everything nice and cool. So all in all, we're looking pretty good. And considering, you know, we've had the car for about 2 weeks, we've had a lot of back and forward runs to Perth to pick up parts, just to do general jobs. Things have turned out quite good, and I'm very happy with the situation. So yeah, hopefully the trip away goes well. Alright guys, so that's probably going to be it for the video. I don't know exactly what was included in this video. There was meant to be a lot more, but like I said, just with the lack of time, the hot days and everything that I sort of mentioned in the last video, time has been a bit of a strain for us all. So unfortunately I haven't recorded a lot. Now hopefully I'm going to get some videos of us going down south. We're going to be doing a run down to Esperance and then back around from the sounds of things, but we're going to meet up with the rest of the guys tonight and hopefully have a chat about that further. Either that or we're going to be going from Mandurah down to the bottom and then back around to Esperance. So pretty much just need to figure out what way we're heading. Hopefully you enjoyed this little mini series of getting the patrol ready, and you'll hopefully see some more videos of this thing coming up very shortly in the future. So that, please like and subscribe, helps out the channel heaps, and I will catch you guys in the next one.